Hi there, welcome back to It's Only Paper. It's been some time since I've sat down and had a chat with you. I think it's time we had another chat. I've had the question so many times lately, what to journal when you don't know what to journal. So let's chat about that today. I've got a whole load of ideas for you, which will hopefully help you out if you're struggling to know what to journal. You may even know what to journal, but it may give you some other ideas. So I really hope this video helps and inspires you today. As you know, if you watch my channel already, I have a whole load of different journals that I constantly dip in and out of. I have loads. And for me, I like to have a variety. I get easily bored. Plus there's so many things that I want to journal about, and I don't want them all in the same journal because different things have different meanings, different purposes and all that. So today we're going to talk about my favorite things to journal and some of the things that they're not really my favorite or that I don't journal, but I think that they will be fun for other people as well. So hopefully there's something for everyone. Number one, my main purpose for journaling is memory keeping. I am a huge fan of memory keeping. I started off my life my creative journey as a 12 by 12 scrapbooker, and that's now gone into journaling. So the majority of my journaling that I do has photos in, and I love this. It makes me so happy. There's lots of different ways that I do this. This is my or it's become my weekly journal. I don't necessarily do it by week. Sometimes it might be over 2 days, sometimes it could be over 2 weeks. I am very much a no rules journaler. Anything goes for me. It's all about having fun, but I love memory keeping. I love making notes, jotting down things we've done, including bits of memorabilia, all that kind of thing, little stories. It just makes me so happy, and it's so fun to look back on. I absolutely love it. There's lots of different ways you can do it. You can do it in like a regular traveler's notebook. I've actually made this journal myself out of an old notebook. There's so many different ways, and to be honest, when you're doing this kind of journaling, you can make it work for you in any type of journal. It's very relaxed, but just add some photos, make some notes, add a bit of memorabilia, add the dates and all that kind of thing, and a few little journal bits, and it's so nice to look back on. Number two, and this is my favorite subject to journal, it is trips. So doing old and new trips. I revisit trips sometimes. I've got trips actually in my 12 by 12 scrapbooks which I haven't journaled. I really feel like I would like to go back and revisit them and create some journals. I feel sometimes that with the journaling I spend more time documenting stories, whereas a lot of the 12 by 12 scrapbooks were just like making pretty pictures, if that makes sense, using photos and adding pretty embellishments. I absolutely love my trip journals. I add as much memorabilia as I can. I get as creative as I can. Some of these that I've got flip throughs that I've already finished, I will leave a link down below for you. I've got an empty page there. I think I've got 2 pages left in this one from 2019. I love getting creative with them, adding flip pages. It's just so much fun, and they are just, I just love them so much. I've got boarding passes in the envelope here, so anything you have, pop it in. It's just a great way to record a trip. Something I do, I take lots of photos when I'm away, so even if I don't necessarily need those photos, I know the instant date and time of where I was, and that helps with the journaling afterwards. And quite often I do actually keep a little bit of a casual diary when we're away, so then I write down any little stories or funny things the kids have said, that kind of thing, to help me remember as well. Another type of journaling, and this is bullet journaling. This one isn't really for me. I've tried it out, I gave it a go, and I've come back a few times. I can't get on with it. But for some people, I know this is the perfect way to journal. I got really creative with mine, and I like documenting, or I liked documenting kind of like little bullet points. I documented things like my social media statistics, moods, what we were eating, just things that was happening in the day. If you have a look at bullet journaling, especially have a look in Pinterest, some people's are amazing. That was my food one, what I ate in a month. You can get really creative with them if you want to, or you can just create little boxes. They can be as fancy as you wish. Like wrote a sentence a day, that was really fun. Documented what we'd watched on TV. They're really fun, and you can track your food, you can track your moods, your sleeping habits. There's so many different things that you can track, and it's a really good way of keeping track of things actually. But that's a really completely different type of journaling, but lots of people love it. Another great thing to do is art journaling. This is so much fun. It's a great way to experiment and play with your products that you have, play with your stash. If you're into mixed media, I did a mixed media page here. I have used, let me see, paints, stamps, stencils, inks, modeling paste. I have used, oh, pastels are in here. I have used so many different things and used so many different techniques. It's just a really good way to have fun. You don't actually need a purpose to journal. You can just go and just play with everything that you've got all on the one page. Another thing that is a really good thing to do if you don't really have anything to journal about is to create a lovely page and add some really inspiring quotes, or even add one quote on a page. You could even do a whole journal of inspirational quotes. How cool would that be? And then if ever you need to, you can sit down and have a good read through those quotes, which will hopefully pick you up and inspire you once again. That kind of journal, then you get the benefit from it in two ways. You get the benefit when you actually create the pages, and then afterwards when you're looking back and reading through at the quotes. Another really good journaling prompt is to go seasonal. Journal the season, what's happening, the changes, the colours, the textures. Go for a walk, what do you see? Draw the trees. Take some flowers from your garden and press them. Or maybe even consider doing like a nature journal. That would be really fun, and drawing toadstools, vegetables, fruits, anything like that. Have a nature journal and get really creative and focus on textures. There's so many different ways that you could use journals like this, or even have a mixed journal where one page could be a quote, another could be flowers, another could be the weather. You can really mix it up and just have this most amazing, inspiring journal at the end. And those kind of subjects to journal are really therapeutic as well. You're not delving deep into feelings and thoughts. You're not maybe looking back on memories. You're just in the moment, enjoying yourself and focusing on being creative. If, however, you do want to be in touch with your feelings, a journal is amazing and can work so well for your mental health. Have a discussion in your journal, write a letter out as if you're writing it to someone. To get things off your chest can be such a good way to heal yourself. Sometimes if you write things down as well, you feel like you have a really big problem, or it's such a big deal, and sometimes you can write it down and you instantly feel like a whole weight has been lifted off your shoulders. I know that helps a lot of people. I kept a journal last year in 2020 when it started at the start of the pandemic, and I wrote a lot of things down there. I don't get deep with my journals, if I'm totally honest. For me, it's the memory keeping and the whole being creative. I have tried and it's not really for me, but I did get quite a lot done in my journal last year, and this really kept me sane actually. It really helped me. I really wanted to keep positive, and this helped me to stay that way, just to write things down and document things. I included a lot of facts and figures, and I found that really helpful. Now, I just mentioned how I like to stay positive, and that really helps me, and I focus on the good things. I started at the beginning of the year a smile journal. I have kept this as a video throughout the year. There's lots of videos on this channel, and I recently did a completed flip through as well, so I'll leave the link to that. And I've called this my smile journal, and I've just documented loads and loads of stories that have made me smile. Could be a photo that's made me laugh, a WhatsApp message. I've got people that make me happy every day. There's just so many different things. I've got my favourite outfits there that make me smile. And I've included birthday cards. My sister had some dodgy new eyebrows done. That was just a joke, that one, they're not her actual eyebrows. My husband edited a photo. There's just so many different things in here, different people. I found a photo there of my husband and I in a photo booth in Disney. That got documented. My best girlfriends. There's just so many things in here, and I can look through at any time, and this book makes me happy. It's been the best journal I have ever made, and I love it. And I want to start another one. It's just brilliant. I just love it so much, and I would highly recommend everyone starts a smile journal. Another thing that you can journal is your day in the life, your routine. Once I made a little journal that just did our daily life, and I spread it out over the week, just jotting down each day what we did. It was just really basic. The events we got up to, activities that we'd done, things that I'd cooked that week, and it is a complete week in our lives. No particular week. It wasn't like it was a special celebration. It was just a regular week. I wish in some ways I'd kept this up and maybe done one a year just to see how they'd changed. Maybe I need to do another one actually. That could be quite interesting. But it's really cool again to look back on. So it's nothing interesting, nothing happened. It's just regular life. And you could do one over a day, over a week, over a month, something like that. And it's just a really nice thing to journal. I've also done a journal on our home before as well, and just taken photos of our home, things that make me happy, and just little bits and pieces, to be honest, nothing major. The things I love the most in my home. You could document DIY projects that were successful, that weren't successful, document your garden. It's just a really nice thing again to look back on. There's me ironing my dress whilst wearing my dress. Just silly little things that happen at home, pop them down. It's just a really nice keepsake to have as well. My final idea to share with you is my recipe journal. I love this journal. Do you have a lot of recipes that actually have a story behind them, or they've been handed down? That's when the recipe journal really comes in handy. I actually keep this on the side. The kids will grab the recipe journal. This is fluffy pancakes. We've got normal and we've got vegan, and I've actually kept the story. A friend gave me this recipe years and years and years ago, so I've actually documented on a little tag about my friend Sue that gave me the recipe, so that belongs on there. In there, some of them have some really nice stories. For example, this one is peanut butter cookies. I did this when I was 13 at school, and I still have the recipe now and still use it, so I've kept that story behind it. This one, the Santa Monica apple cake. We got this recipe when we stayed at a boutique B&B in Santa Monica in Los Angeles, and that's why I've called it the Santa Monica apple cake. It's so good, and that was one of the best weeks of my life that week. It was amazing, and so I've kept the recipe in here. I have got bread pudding. That was my lockdown thing. I made bread pudding so often last year. That story's in here as well. There's another one, the banana bread. This was the first thing that Louis baked when he was little. He baked it all on his own. I sat in the living room, gave him the freedom in the kitchen, and that's the cake that he baked. So a lot of these recipes have special meanings to us, and I've just documented them in here, and I regularly update it as well. I also like having recipes that maybe, like, I call them my go-to recipes. You know, when you're just a lot of like sweet recipes, desserts, or if you've got family coming around, I like to make a note of them. One, so that they're part of our story, our family story, but also, I don't know about you, but I've got so many recipe books. I've got recipes in magazines. I've got them on my phone now on Pinterest. And sometimes you just want to think, oh, I just grab my journal. I grab it and I know it's in there, and it's so easy. Sometimes I like a recipe, but I can't remember where it was. So I then put it in my journal and I can instantly go to it. So these are my ideas for you for journaling. If you're not quite sure what you want to journal, or you may not have even started yet, it may be a journey that you want to start but you don't know where to start. So I really hope this helps you. Please leave a comment below and let me know, one, if you've got some new ideas after watching this video, and two, what is your favourite thing to journal? What type of journal do you love the most? And what do you find is the one kind of like subject project that keeps pulling you back? For me, it's the weekly journaling and trips, of course. my absolute favourites. I can't wait to hear from you and hear what your favourites are, and if you're maybe now going to start a different type of journaling as well. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you don't already, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care, bye!